There is quite a lot happening in the United States of America, right? They've got their fair share of crisis going on. Now we see the vice president in these black African countries. She's on a tour in Africa. And in my opinion, this woman is there to get these countries to sign on to the LGBTQ agenda. That is what it is looking like to me. Now we see the proof, the evidence, where various countries are washing their hands of the LGBTQ agenda. They are doing housekeeping. And we're talking about China, Russia, Japan, right? We have the evidence to show, right? Because we don't want to just say, oh, we're homophobic, we are stirring the pot, we're just being nasty towards them. The evidence is there. And once this starts to look sinister, you need to start to connect some dots and ask some questions, right? What is it these countries that is doing LGBTQ housekeeping, that is busy washing their hands of this agenda, what is it they know that Africans and black Caribbean countries don't know, right? Because they are busy trying to shove this agenda down the throats of the African people and the Caribbean people. Why? Now, all of this is very suspect because you don't see anyone trying to shove the agenda down Saudi Arabia's throat. They're not doing it to Morocco. They're not doing it to, say, Libya or Algeria. Why is it that they are targeting black countries? Why? And it's starting to look very suspect because the evidence is there to show you that various countries, right? China, Russia, Japan, they are washing their hands of this LGBTQ agenda. They are busy doing housekeeping. Why? What's going on? And why is it so important for LGBTQ agenda to be embraced in these black countries? Why? What is it everybody knows that some of us don't know? Now, let us connect some dots, right? Because we don't want you to say we're making stuff up, we're being homophobic, we're stirring the pot, and everything that you like to accuse people who connect the dots, who can definitely see something suspect is going on. Now, this article is coming from the Mail Online, your credible source. Date the 11th of July 2014. Moment Nixon appeared to blame homosexuality for the collapse of the Roman Empire as he spoke against gay rights in the US, revealed in newly released recordings. In newly released recordings of Richard Nixon, the United States president at that time, discusses homosexuality and suggests it was behind the downfall of societies such as the Roman Empire. During the conversation featured in a book by Vanity Fair's Douglas Brinkley and historian Luke Nichter, the president is heard discussing homosexuality. Describing himself as the most tolerant person on the subject, Nixon went on to say, he feared homosexuality sap the vitality out of a country. And that is coming from a president, right? So let us get into some more of what the president, former president of the United States, had to say about homosexuality. And he said this, but the point is, look at that. Once a society moves in that direction, the vitality goes out of that society. Now, isn't that right, Henry? He is heard saying as he addresses Kissinger. Those are not my words. Those are the words of a former United States president. People connect the dots and ask questions. On one side, we got the evidence, the proof to show you China, Russia, Japan, they are doing LGBTQ housekeeping. They are washing their hands of this agenda and cleaning shop. On the other side, we see where everyone has the strength, the power to push it down black countries' throat. We're talking about the Caribbean and Africa. They are not going into these Arab countries. They will not push it on them. Right? Because they know exactly what they are doing. They know what is to come. And they know the goal that they're trying to achieve. Always pay attention to what your neighbors are doing. Always pay attention to the people who they are not pushing this thing on. And understand what is going on. We need to seek the face of the Most High, because definitely something is going on. And all of this with Kamala Harris is very suspect. Look at what is happening in the United States, but yet they find time to go into Africa with some very suspect intention. We need to pray and say, glory be to the Most High.